Hello class, today I'm sorry to be out, but we are going to be studying some exponential tables, which is an essential skill that's going to lead us to be able to do some pretty exciting things in the future. So in order to be able to do the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future, we have to be able to do the simple process of filling out a table with an exponential graph. So take these examples, and I want you to follow along with me on the front of your worksheet, and then you'll do the back on your own. So looking here at this first one, it says y equals 2 to the x. That means for every x value I have in my chart, I want to plug in to this little power spot. So for example, this first x would be 2 to the negative 1. Now let's make sure we're punching this in our calculator correctly. So pop over to your calculator here, 2 caret negative 1. And that's 0.5. Now let's do 2 to the 0. 2 to the 0 power. 1. We already knew that. We probably didn't need to fill that into our table. Now we have 2 to the 1 power, which is 2. You might have also known that as well. Now we have 2 to the 2 power, or 2 squared, which is 4. And then 2 to the 3 power, which is 8. It's very important that you know how to put this into your personal calculator. Yours might be a little bit different than mine, so make sure that you're following along with me as we go. Let's do the next one. It's important to note here that there are no parentheses. So the negative, you just type it in exactly how you see it. If this was a situation where we had parentheses or something, it would look a little different. So this one starts off like so. I'll go ahead and write them all down. You write them down too. Because when I check your work tomorrow to see that you watched this video, I'm going to look to see that you wrote the notes exactly how I wrote them. Now, take the time and punch it into your calculator. Be careful, make sure you're hitting the negative button and not the minus button when you're doing it. So negative 3 to the negative 2 is negative 0.111. Negative 3 to the negative 1 is negative 0.333. I think I'm noticing a pattern. Negative 3 to the 0 should probably be negative 1. Negative 3 to the 1 power, I think should just end up being negative 3. And then negative 3 to the 2 power is negative 9. Notice since we had no parentheses, all these answers are going to end up being negative. Now number 3 is one that I really want to make sure we focus on, because number 3 requires us to do a little bit of extra math. Ooh, that should be a 3. Sorry. So let's plug in x. Our first x is 1, so it's going to be 2 to the 1 minus 2 plus 1. Take a little bit of time to do this math in your head first, because it affects how you punch it into your calculator. You need to be smarter than your calculator in this situation. So 2 to the 1 minus 2 would just be 2 to the negative 1 and then plus 1. And that's what you'll punch in. And next we have 2 to the 2 minus 2 plus 1. Again, this number here is our x. So 2 minus 2 is 0 plus 1. 2 to the 3 minus 2 plus 1. 2 to the 4 minus 2 plus 1, which is just going to be 2 squared plus 1. And I'm running out of space here. 2 to the 5 minus 2 plus 1, which is 2 to the 3rd plus 1. So you want to do this little extra step of math first before you punch it into your calculator. All of your calculators are probably a little bit different. It might require you, if you don't do this step, to do some extra punching in your calculator, which is kind of annoying. But just do the basic math. But now it'll follow your order of operations. So you just have to make sure that you punch it in correctly, and you'll get all of your answers with very little thinking. Now we have 2 to the 0 plus 1. Whoops, see, I messed mine up. If you have a calculator like mine, you have to use the down arrow key, or sorry, the over arrow key to get out of the power spot. That's 2. Now I'm plugging this one in. So 2 to the 1 plus, whoop, I did it again, plus 1, which is 3. 2 to the 4 plus 1. Whoops, I messed up. I need to punch in here. 2 to the 2 plus 1, because that's what 4 is. Arrow out, plus 1. And then the last one is 2 to the 3 plus 1. Now, this process might seem a little tedious, and I understand that, but make sure that you're able to fill in these tables properly, because you won't be successful in our future stuff if you can't do this basic concept. So what I want you to do, you can try 4 and 5 on your own if you would like, but turn to the other side of your worksheet, and I want you to complete these 6 problems. Once you've done that, you are finished with your work today, and you may do whatever you would like. Tomorrow, I will check to make sure that you have it all completed. Thanks. Have a good day.